Okay, so this is really like my first video, so don't mind me. I don't really know what I'm doing. And excuse my hair, I've been up since 6 o'clock because I went to the gym super early this morning. So, really, what my plan is here is to just, track my weight loss and really work on my mental health and getting myself into the best shape overall that I've probably been in since I was probably a kid, because I've been dealing with mental health issues since middle school. And yeah, I never really tried to make a change or do much of anything until, maybe these past couple months I've really been really trying my best to put my best foot forward and, make something of myself. I started last summer. I decided that after 11 years of being out of high school, it was definitely time for me to go back to school, because I knew that I wanted to do something. I just didn't know what it was for the longest time. So I spoke with a friend of mine. She was in college, and she was like, "Oh, just do it, just do it, just do it." So I finally went off and I signed up, and I'm currently enrolled in Camden County. But I'm majoring in liberal arts right now. I'm trying to get into the vet tech program. It's a special requirements program, so I have to do all kinds of things before I can apply for the program. So hopefully I can do that at the end of the end of my spring semester next year. And I can hopefully get into the program and start that in the fall of 2020. And then go from there. So that was my first step towards at least making an effort to change my life in one way, shape, or form, because working, at a restaurant for the rest of my life, it's not what I want to do. It's not going to give me the ability to be able to give my daughter the life that she deserves. If she wants to, or more or less, if I want to be able to take her somewhere, I want to be comfortable with doing so, that I'm not going to have to worry about, oh man, rent's due. I'm not going to be able to afford to take her to go get an ice cream cone, or just take her to the store and let her pick out a toy because she's just such a great kid. I want to be able to save money. I want to be able to be the parent that's able to help her buy her first car, or, have money in a savings account for her to go to college. And the route I was taking, being okay with working at a pizza shop and working at a restaurant, wasn't going to get me there. I'm not knocking anybody that does it. If you can do it and you're sufficient enough to do what you want to do with your life, more power to you. But it wasn't enough for me. And then I'm going to say around August, I got fired from a job that I was at for 4 years. So that automatically just, I was like, all right, it's time to start looking for at least something more than that. So I applied and I started working at the hospital. So I've been there since September, but I went on a hiatus in December because it's just a lot to work full time, go to school full time, plus, be there for my daughter, and it's a lot. It's not just a lot on me, it's a lot on, her dad when he has, his own things he has to do. It's a lot on my mom, because my mom is very big help. She's always constantly helping me with the baby as much as she can. She takes her when I go to work at nights, and I know it's a lot with my daughter, and I also have an 8-year-old brother, so them two together, she's 2 now, them two together is something beyond belief. So, but now that school's out until September, I am working back at the hospital part-time during the day. So my daughter's in daycare during the daytime, so that gives my mom a break at night. She really only has to watch her maybe once, twice a week, if that. So that's a weight off of her shoulders, because I know that coming home from work after working all day and then having to chase a 2-year-old and an 8-year-old around is not, the ideal things to do. But she did it, so thank you to her for that. So that was that. So I at least got my job thing situated for the meantime, just until I get out of school. I'm working part-time at the hospital, working part-time at Olive Garden. It's not, I'm not rich or anything, but I feel like I'm okay enough to make myself crazy about money all the time and worry about where I'm getting money to do this or do that. I'm not comfortable, but I feel safe, if that makes sense. So, the next step was to get a hold of my weight. I have been dealing with weight problems since high school. Up until I was about, maybe middle school. I didn't really start putting on the weight until I was probably maybe 13 or 14. I had to be put on birth control because of female problems that were unable to be controlled. That was the best way they knew how to do it at the time. From that moment on, I just blew up. I think at my highest, I was 240, almost 40 something, almost 250 pounds. That's a lot, especially for someone that's my height. I'm 5'4" and a half, 5'5" at the most. So that's that. And being overweight is a lot of that affects my mental health. Some of this stuff is just like, I've never really done this, so it's like a lot for me to talk to a bunch of people that probably really don't care what I have to say, but I'm doing it anyway because hopefully I can inspire somebody else to want to make a change for their life. Sorry. Being overweight has a lot of effect on my mental health and how I feel about myself and the way I present myself and things that I do on a daily basis. So that's one reason why I need to get a hold of myself. Right now, I'm sitting at 224. So when I started really, being more courteous of what I'm eating and, being more active, it was back in January, I was back up to 240. I had my daughter in June of 2017, and I was 240 pounds when I gave birth. So from then, June 2017 to January 2019, nothing really changed. I just